Hi guys, welcome. My name is Doodle Robot, and today we're going to look at November's finished pages for 2024. First we'll have a public service announcement, then we'll have some whips, and then we'll get into the pages. I think I did 14, sounds somewhere in the ballpark there. Fairy Tales and Folklore, the group that I have, we are doing this one for December. In case you'd like to join, all are welcome. Just DM me on Instagram for that. Nice December-y style page. Alright, so the whips that I worked on, didn't finish, started this month are, there's a whole thing on how I did this one in Dragons and Magical Beasts Extreme Coloring Book. I don't know who did this one. Illustrations by Hanu Studio and Shutterstock. Okay. This is a pretty cool book though. It's got dragons and mythical beasts from all different kinds of cultures, time periods. It's super cool. It's super busy, so there's a whole video on this of how I got rid of the super busy background and calmed it down and made it more what I would like to see. This whole book is going to be an exercise in altering pages, but in taking away stuff rather than adding stuff. Sometimes when we alter pages, we add stuff. Sometimes we take it away. My saying that I like to tell my students was, when in doubt, black it out. You know, if it's not working, you can always paint over it and start again. Or if you don't like a feature, black it out, put some other feature there. So that's what I did. It had a busy background, so I made it a more calm background to kind of bring attention to the focal points. I don't know what these are, but I'm going to make them rain dancers. This is all acrylic paint in the background, obviously. I think I'll put like one or two sparse clouds with maybe one or two raindrops because they're doing a rain dance, so you know they're praying for rain. So yeah, I look forward to finishing that, hopefully in December. Hopefully, I don't know, it's a very tall, big book, so there's a lot to do there. So fingers crossed for December. I got a bit farther in Animal Kingdom. I think I had started this at the very end of October, maybe? I can't remember. There's a whole video on how I did this thus far. It is an altered page. I did something here. I think it's actually my last video. I'll try to link it below for you. I have thus far, I started 2 grasshoppers. Well, I finished 2 grasshoppers. So we got the brown grasshopper and the kind of green and orange grasshopper. I really like how they came out. So I have this super bright grasshopper to do and the black grasshoppers to do thus far. And figure out whatever I'm going to do over there. I did not like this orange for a long time, but I used... Some grasshoppers have like an orange color in them. I'm just going from pictures that I found on the internet. And I did use that orange. It's very similar orange to that orange. So maybe I'll end up keeping that orange. I don't know. I didn't like it when I did it. And I just did it to base it basically because it's on top of the pink. So I was going to have to do a couple of coats to cover up the pink and then do the color, but I might end up keeping that color, I don't know. The background is acrylic paint. These are acrylic paint markers, the circles, this is acrylic paint. The bugs are based in water-based marker. And then these 2 bugs that are done were just with gel pens. They're very tiny little areas to fill, so gel pens work best for that. Nothing shiny. I don't think there will be anything shiny on this page. So that's where we are with Grasshopper page. My longtime whip from Curious Creatures. I did get farther along. but it's very tedious, so I had to put it away for a while. So we have the squid page. The background is Prismacolor. The squids were both based in granulating watercolors. I want to say White Nights, but could be Gansai Tambi, could be either or. And then this one, this took hours, like, I don't know, 10 hours or something. So on top of the watercolor base, it's then just gel pen. So, yeah, I was watching the election. That was super depressing. So yeah, I haven't done the eyes yet. I think they might be like black glaze or something, the eyes. I'm not sure. I'm going to do both their eyes the same. So I'm waiting on that. But that's where we are. So that took so long. And after that, I'm like, oh, we need to put this away till next month. But I do look forward to doing the other squid. It's baby steps. Baby steps is how you do something like that. Okay. I think that's it for finished pages. As usual, we're going to start with my black and white book. This is Amazing Patterns Zen Doodle. And I'm doing 2 now in the black and white book, because if I do that, I'll be finished by this time next year. I think December next year. So we've got this one, and if I tilt it, hopefully you can see the black glaze on there. Yeah, if I tilt it just right, hit the light. I think I filmed, no, I didn't film this one. I filmed a different one in this book, which is also in my last video. It's a whole video about process whips, process pages. So this one is alcohol marker in the back. I like the way the black glaze shows up on the alcohol marker. And there's no silver in that one. Just alcohol marker and black glaze jelly roll for that one. And the other one is this one. This one has silver gel pen on it. And these are about, I switched from kind of leaving the picture as is to taking away and finding the cool shapes in there. I just got a little bored. So this is Posca marker in the back to black out what I didn't want there, and silver paint marker. So that's it. And that one, yeah, that one's in the video. So yeah, looking forward to finishing that. I had a buddy color with Crafty Chemist in Amazing Patterns. She's not done yet. She's going to be done maybe next month or whenever you finish Crafty Chemist, it's fine. And we did this page. Now we had a color scheme we were working with, although I did develop some problems in the color scheme. My alcohol markers ran out of, were running out of ink, so I had to deviate from the color scheme, but I don't know, I think I kind of like it. This is all just alcohol marker. I don't think there's anything else, just alcohol marker. So yeah, I'm kind of on a mission to use up some of my old alcohol markers that have been around for like 3 years, so I'm trying to do that. All right, well, thank you very much, Crafty Chemist, for the buddy color. I really, really appreciate it. I like getting another one done in here. I think I have 4 in this book. That's awesome. Okay, and then like I said, I'm trying to get more alcohol marker work into my monthly pages just because I like it, and it's not my default, so I want to do it more. This is 50 Spiral Mandalas by Camilla Angelkova. This is the, I don't know, Sun Goddess page, I guess we'll say. Now I did the background with watercolor paint, and then on top of the watercolor paint I did stencil work with gel crayons. And the sun is alcohol marker. And I think that is it. There's a little bit of shiny stuff. I flecked some metallic watercolor, the opal colors, the Gansai Tambi opal colors on the background before I did the gel crayons. So yeah, pretty pleased. And I just did the watercolor wash over the whole thing, including the sun. So it was kind of based before I did the alcohol markers on top of that. Yeah, I like how that came out. All right, for Olga Ronnie's bathtub challenge, a creature in a bathtub, something like that, wash away something or other, and be relaxed in color. I did a robot in a bathtub, of course, because why wouldn't I? So I added this little robot relaxing in the bathtub. Wasn't there. I just did the whole thing mostly an alcohol marker to start with, and this paper, oh gosh, the alcohol marker just bleeds like uncontrollably everywhere. It's worse than Amazon paper. There's a little bit of collage. This is collaged on, that's collaged on. I think you're going to start seeing that in books lately in the future. So most is alcohol marker, some water-based markers, I think, gel pens. I painted the robot on, so that's acrylic paint, either brush on kind or acrylic paint markers. Towards the end though, like here around the border, I'm like, I'm just gonna be like Carla Magana, because there's no controlling the alcohol markers. So I just let it bleed over and that be a part of the way that it is. I guess if I use alcohol markers in this book going forward, I'm gonna have to embrace that sort of look. So there's a little shiny gel pen on the fixtures. Is that what they're called? Fixtures? And then the candles. So yeah. So thanks Olga Ronnie for that prompt. That was cool. All right. Up next we have 50 Graceful Unicorns. This was one I started when I was testing my Arctics acrylic paint markers. I'll show you which ones they are. These ones that Arctics sent me. Thank you, Arctics. I started it way back in October. Where I was testing them was in the background. I tried to do a blend with them. They blend okay. A little bit easier than, say, with a paintbrush. There was some unevenness I didn't like. I went over it a little bit with Prismacolor. To smooth it out, and then also to hide some of the places it didn't blend super well, I put some dark plants in the background. Give it a little bit of depth, I guess we'll say. The unicorn was based in alcohol marker, and then I think Prismacolor's on top. The water was based in water-based marker with, I don't know, some kind of paint marker on top, and either alcohol marker or more water-based marker. The hair was water-based marker with gel pen on top. The clothes on the unicorn were water-based marker with, I don't know, gel pen on top, it looks like. Yeah, so the usual mixed media stuff. All right. Let's see. We got Alice's Little Wonderlands. This is for Jamie's Coloring Love. She's 4 of us are hosting the November. It's NOV Mad Tea Party 2024. So this is one that I did. I actually did 2 for this hashtag. I've got to post them on Instagram still. this was it was a very blank background, but I was super excited because I've been watching tons of like journaling video people. So I kind of wanted to do it journal style in the background, which I really liked. It was fun. So this was many, many layers in the background, and I did film me doing the background there. It is mostly acrylic paint. The first layer was acrylic paint with gel crayons on top, and then all subsequent layers I think are just acrylic paint, because that's like my go-to thing. It's my favorite thing. These shapes are collaged on there. Those are cut out of just, you know, the decorative papers. And then the snake and Alice and the bird they're based with watercolors. I think my White Nights granulating watercolors, I think is what I used. There could be Gansai Tambi. I don't think so, but could be the granulating Gansai Tambi ones as well. I don't think there's anything shiny on this page. And then the snake on top of that is water-based markers. That's all water-based markers, I think, the snake. Alice is a lot of water-based markers. And I think some white gel pen. The bird, I want to say based with watercolor and then water-based markers on top. Although I think there were more, I might have used more watercolors in there. And then some gel pen too. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. And it was pretty quick and easy to do. The background went pretty fast and was fun to do because I was just like, you know, just going crazy on the background there. It was like a mad tea party basically. And then the other thing, since it's all like paint and water-based markers, was pretty quick as well. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. Thank you, Jamie, and my other partners for having that hashtag. It got me to work in that book for the first time. Let me find the other. Okay, so the other Alice page is in Escape to Wonderland by Good Wives and Warriors. I feel like I talked about this in some video. I don't know what it was. Anyways, oh, I know what it was. No, I don't know what it was. I can't remember. But here we are. I'm not sure if there's anything shiny on the page. I know at some point I was talking about some plans, and I was going to use this paper because I really like it. But I did not, because I like the background so much that I was doing here that I didn't want to mess it up. Although, you know, I did use some of the colors, well, some of the colors from the hat basically here, but they do kind of match with the colors that I liked in here. So yeah, I really like how the background came out. That's just acrylic paint. The hat is based with Gansai Tambi granulating watercolors, and then on top of it is gel pen, and then the words are just drawn on with gel pen as well. Same gel pen I used there with the additional white from there. So yeah, that again also a quick easy page. So there you go. Yeah, super cool. I'm very pleased with that one. One of those that went pretty fast, which is always nice. I don't know about this one here. This might have been my experiment that went awry. Tangled Gardens by Jane Monk. This was, I mean, I did what was in my brain, but the paper did not like it. So the first thing I did was I took watercolor and went over the whole thing, and I wanted a gradation of watercolor, you know, from the warm side, from yellows to reds basically. But oh gosh, if you look really closely here, can you see like the texture that this paper did not like watercolor at all? like it made this weird spotty texture, which is fine. I mean, I guess it's okay. I then colored, what did I do? So I did the watercolor first, and then I colored around all the leaves with just a Prismacolor in red, basically. And then this is some kind of shiny gel pen. I think that the gold there is dollar store marker, actually. And then I got to use my new, basically, red glaze pen, Jelly Roll glaze pen. Kind of like I do the black with the black Jelly Roll glaze pen in my black and white book. Is it showing up there? So there's little bubbles in the back with the red glaze pen. So it was a simple idea. Unfortunately, the watercolor did not end up looking super good on this paper. It just made it all weirdly textured, which is okay, I guess, but you know, I had higher hopes for that. All right, let's see. In my seasons group, or the Hannah Carlson group, we did the autumn page here. I altered it a little bit. I decided that this was going to be a wrought iron. It's very shiny stuff on here. A wrought iron wall hanging on wallpaper. So there were like little gems here. I just kind of painted over those with the wallpaper idea so that it would look more like wrought iron. Oh gosh, it's right here. I did the wrought iron with Color Shift Black Flash. And this is kind of funny because this part here that looks gold is green flash, which every time I've used this has been green flash. But when I painted the whole thing this flat green color here, and then I wanted to do the green flash on top of it, and I actually did a test because I test most things. But I did a test, you know, it was like this big. And I put the green paint, and then I put the green flash, and it looked green, you know, in the sea of white on a piece of paper with the little... But when I did it here, it then looked gold instead of green. Yeah. So I was gonna make this gold, a gold thing hanging on the wall. But after I saw the gold here, I'm like, it can't be gold, because now that's gold there. But it ended up working out because I do love the black flash, and it really does look like wrought iron, although I might have gotten carried away with the highlights a bit. I tried to tone them back, but I don't know. So let's see, I think most things are based in some kind of like watercolor. I think I based them in watercolor. I don't think it was water-based markers. And then went over it in Prismacolor. Everything in here is just Prismacolor, and then the mushrooms are water-based marker with white gel pen, I think, gel pen or acrylic paint marker, I don't know, one of those things on top. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how it came out. I like that. I don't know, we haven't yet picked our January page for this book yet. Pretty soon, I imagine. All right. And then my buddy color with Kiara, I'll link her Instagram below for you, in Occult and Folklore by Duchess of Lore, is the Over the Bonfire page. So yeah, thank you, Kiara. This was awesome. I'm so glad we got to do this. We had kind of a color scheme that we used that she picked out. This is, let's see, where is the little jumping lady? Over the Bonfire. The tradition of jumping over fire exists in many cultures. This illustration is inspired by the midsummer custom of jumping over the solstice bonfire for good luck in the coming year. All right, so very cool. So, you know, I stuck mostly with the color scheme, I think, except for maybe the logs here. This is all Prismacolor, no basing. This paper does not like water-based mediums, at least when I've used them on here. And I'm not super crazy about the way that color pencils go down on it either. It seems like it would be nice paper, but I don't know. I'm not sure. So yeah, it's all Prismacolor except for a little bit of acrylic paint marker and the flowers in her hair, some of the details, and then on the birds and stars, I think you can see it glitter there, is just silver Signo gel pen. And I just used the white of the page for the white. So, yeah, I'm pretty pleased. I really like how on my fire I did the flames on the logs there, or the light source on the logs. Yeah, pretty pleased with that. Thank you so much, Kiara. Hers is looking wonderful. She sent a picture to me early in the month. It was like some awesome, really unusual, awesome color scheme. So I'll link her below so you can go see hers. It is awesome. So yeah, so there we go. Thank you very much, Kiara, for that. Appreciate it. And I think this is the last book here. Zen Harmony. This was a long time whip from, I think I started it this year, though. This is an altered page. And many moons I've been working on this. So I obviously added these little Sputniks in there. Little Sputnik robot-y things. And the background is with Crayola colored pencils. The leaves, oh, this really tripped me up, the leaves. I based them with ink tints, and then the thing that tripped me up is, like, look at those, each leaf is drawn. Each leaf is drawn. So then after I based it with ink tints, I started going over the leaves with water-based markers. And I got 3 or 4 colors in, and I'm just like, oh, I don't like the way this is going. But during the month, I decided, oh, I'll just go in and add some more colors of leaves, and we'll see how it looks. If it looks terrible, I'll just cover it with acrylic paint. But I'm like, well, once I finished, I'm like, well, okay, it's fine. I'll allow it, I guess. I'm like, let me work the rest of it and see how I feel. So at the tree trunks are Prismacolor, that's Prismacolor. The grasses are acrylic paint markers. The path is White Nights Granulating Watercolor. And then the kimonos on the ladies, the geishas, are based on water-based markers. And then here I was using Crayola colored pencils, but then I switched to just water-based markers. Because that was just too hard. This paper, I mean, the color, it's not as nice as some paper I've used. The Crayola goes down okay, and the Prismacolor goes down okay, but it's just okay. It's not great for either one of those things. Their hair ornaments are acrylic paint markers, because that was just easier to do. They were like a bunch of little circles. So the hair is just micron pen, and then a gel pen for the highlights. Just super simple treatment there. I decided I didn't know what I was going to do until I was done with everything else. I didn't know what the little Sputniks were going to be color-wise, because I'm like, am I going to do them like white and silver, like most things that go into space? Or I decided, though, that they needed to be, I like the warm colors of this geisha's outfit, although I did want to make them different. I thought they should be like flower colors because I'm like, I called it Sputnik Garden. So I'm like, that should be the feature that they go there to see. Like they're seeing the pretty Sputnik flowers. So in my mind, that's how I thought about that. So those are based with water-based markers and then Prismacolor on top and then some shiny gel pen for the accents. Hopefully it will show you there. I can't really see in my phone. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. All right, glad to have that one done. I'm kind of working on my long time whips. Fingers crossed we can get them done in December, but I don't know. If it goes into next year, it does. All right, that is it for this episode of Finished Pages. I thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. Have a wonderful holiday season. I'll see you next time. Live long and prosper. Bye-bye.